The champagne flute shattered against Keisha's face before she even saw it coming. She stumbled backward, glass cutting into her cheek, sweet liquid burning her eyes. The entire terrace of Sapphire Sky Manhattan's most exclusive rooftop restaurant went silent. Daniel stood over her, his new fiancée Brittany clinging to his arm, both of them laughing. If you're enjoying this story, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Oh my God, Brittany squealed. Is that really her, the fat girl from Detroit? Keisha's hand went to her face. Blood mixed with champagne dripped onto her black Valentino dress, the dress that cost more than Daniel's car. "Stay down where you belong," Daniel said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "On the ground with the rest of the trash." Then he kicked her. His Italian leather shoe, the ones she'd bought him 4 years ago, slammed into her ribs. The impact sent her crashing into the ice sculpture. It toppled, shattered. Ice and glass everywhere. Keisha hit the ground hard. Pain exploded through her side, her hip, her shoulder. But her hands went immediately to her stomach. Protecting. Because Daniel had no idea she was 3 months pregnant. Had no idea she'd come to New York to celebrate her wedding anniversary. Had no idea about the man she'd married 6 months ago. And Daniel definitely had no idea that this restaurant, this entire building, belonged to her husband's family. Around them, phones came out. People gasped. A woman screamed. Keisha looked up at Daniel through the blood and champagne. Daniel Turner, her ex-boyfriend, the man who'd destroyed her life 2 years ago. He looked exactly the same. Same smug smile, same dead eyes, same expensive suit bought with money he'd stolen. "Get up," he said. "Stop being so dramatic. It was just a little kick." Brittany laughed harder. "Baby, you're so bad." A waiter appeared beside Keisha, young, terrified. "Ma'am, should I call?" "Don't move," someone said. The voice came from behind the bar. The bartender. Except he wasn't a bartender. Lorenzo, her husband's cousin, one of the Valentino family captains. He was already on his phone, speaking rapid Italian. His face had gone white. Keisha tried to sit up. Pain shot through her ribs. She gasped. Lorenzo ended his call, looked at her, then at Daniel. "Sir," Lorenzo said calmly, "you need to sit down. Right now." "Excuse me?" Daniel laughed. "Who the hell are you to tell me? Sit down." Something in Lorenzo's voice made Daniel pause. 4 men in server uniforms appeared, surrounded Daniel's table. They weren't servers. Keisha recognized them. Security, armed, trained. Daniel still didn't understand. "What is this?" He looked around. "Some kind of joke? You can't tell me what to do. I'm a paying customer." "Not anymore," Lorenzo said. "This restaurant is now closed. Everyone except Mr. Turner needs to leave. Now." The other diners started moving, quickly, quietly. They knew something was wrong. Within 90 seconds, the terrace was empty except for Daniel, Brittany, Keisha, and the 4 guards. Daniel's confidence started to crack. "What the hell is going on?" Lorenzo walked over to Keisha, knelt beside her. "Mrs. Valentino, are you hurt?" Brittany gasped. "Mrs. Valentino, as in—" "Yes," Lorenzo said, "as in the Valentino family. As in she owns this building. As in her husband is Dante Valentino." The color drained from Daniel's face. "No," he whispered. "No, that's not— she can't be— she is. Dante Valentino, the head of the Valentino crime family. Yes." Daniel sat down hard. His legs had given out. Brittany started crying. "Daniel, what did you do?" Keisha's phone rang in her purse. She already knew who it was. Lorenzo handed her the phone. Dante's name lit up the screen. She answered with shaking hands. Tesoro. His voice was calm. Too calm. The calm before someone died. Lorenzo says you're bleeding. I'm okay. Just a cut. Don't lie to me, Keisha. My cheek is bleeding. My ribs hurt. But I'm okay. Silence. Terrible, heavy silence. Who touched you? Dante, please. Keisha. Who? Touched. You. She closed her eyes. Daniel. My ex from Detroit. The silence stretched longer. When he spoke again, his voice could cut steel. The same Daniel who stole $80,000 from you 2 years ago. Yes. The one who maxed out your credit cards. Yes. The one who left you homeless? Yes. The one who posted those photos of you online. Called you fat? Made you want to die? Her throat closed. He remembered. All of it. Yes. Give the phone to Lorenzo. She handed Lorenzo the phone. Watched his expression change as he listened. Si, Don Valentino. American. He threw glass at her face. Kicked her. She's bleeding from her cheek. Possible broken ribs. No. She protected her stomach when... Lorenzo stopped mid-sentence. His eyes went huge. Don Valentino, Are you saying, is my wife pregnant? Lorenzo looked at Keisha. Really looked. At the way she was holding her stomach. At the slight curve under her dress. Keisha's breath stopped. This wasn't how she wanted him to find out. She'd planned it. Bought the tiny shoes. The ultrasound in a frame. Everything perfect for tonight. Lorenzo held out the phone. She took it with trembling hands. Dante. Answer the question. I'm 12 weeks pregnant. I was going to tell you tonight. At dinner. I had it all planned. I'm so sorry you're finding out like this. Complete silence. Then, you're carrying my child. Yes. And someone kicked you while you were carrying my child. Yes. His voice went flat. Empty. The voice he used before killing someone. I'm 8 minutes away. Don't let him leave. And Keisha. Yes? I need you to be strong enough to watch what I do to him. Can you do that? Keisha looked at Daniel. Still sitting. Still clueless about what was coming. She thought about everything he'd taken from her. Her money, her dignity, her will to live. Yes, she said. I can do that. Good. 8 minutes. The line went dead. The restaurant doors locked. Every exit, simultaneously. Metal shutters came down over the windows with a mechanical hum. Daniel stood. What the? Sit down, Mr. Turner, Lorenzo said. No. I'm leaving. This is illegal. You can't. 2 guards grabbed him, forced him back into his chair. Let me go. I'm an American citizen. This is kidnapping. You're in New York, Lorenzo said calmly. And you just assaulted a maidman's wife. Different rules apply. Brittany was sobbing now. Daniel, what did you do? What did you do? Daniel's hands were shaking. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know she married? It doesn't matter, Lorenzo interrupted. You kicked a woman, in public. That alone is enough. Enough for what? Lorenzo smiled. Not a nice smile. You'll see. 7 minutes. 2 years earlier. Detroit. Keisha came home to an empty apartment. Not just empty of Daniel. Empty of everything. She stood in the doorway, grocery bags in both hands, staring at bare walls where their TV used to be, where her grandmother's paintings used to hang, where her life used to exist. The note was on the kitchen counter. Her hands shook as she read it. Can't do this anymore. You've let yourself go. I need someone who takes care of themselves. Found someone better. Don't contact me. D. She called him. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Number disconnected. That's when she noticed the jewelry box on her dresser. Open, empty. Her grandmother's diamond earrings. Gone. The gold bracelet her mother left her. Gone. She ran to the closet, the shoebox where she kept her emergency savings, 3 years of tips from her nursing job, $12,000 in cash. Gone. Her laptop. Gone. Her iPad. Gone. Everything of value. Gone. She sank to the floor, pulling out her phone with trembling fingers. Banking app. Checking account. $824.23. Savings. Account. 0.4 million. Credit card alert. $15,000 charged to Tiffany & Co. Another alert. $8,000 charged to Louis Vuitton. Another. $12,000 charged to a jewelry store in Miami. He'd taken her debit card information, her credit cards, everything. Total damage. $87,000. 4 years of working double shifts. Gone in 3 days. Keisha sat on that empty apartment floor and cried until she couldn't breathe. She was 28 years old, plus-sized in a world that hated fat women, black in a world that dehumanized black women, and now broke, betrayed, and completely alone. The worst part, she'd seen it coming. Daniel had been pulling away for months, making comments about her weight, comparing her to women at the gym, suggesting she try harder with her appearance. She'd ignored it, loved him anyway, believed he'd come back to the man she fell for. Instead, he'd robbed her and disappeared. 3 days later, Keisha lost the apartment, couldn't make rent, lost her car when she couldn't make the payment. Her mother refused to help. "You made your bed with that man. I told you he was no good." Her friends tried, let her couch surf for a week, but they had their own struggles. She ended up at a women's shelter in Highland Park, shared a room with 3 other women, 1 bathroom, no privacy. She still worked at the hospital, but without a car, she took 2 buses, 90 minutes each way, wore the same scrubs 3 days in a row because she couldn't afford laundry, ate 1 meal a day, usually hospital cafeteria leftovers. At night, she lay in that shelter bed and Googled Daniel's name, found his Instagram. New girlfriend, Brittany, thin, white, blonde. Pictures of them in Miami, on a yacht, wearing the jewelry he'd bought with Keisha's money. Caption, "Living my best life with my queen." Comments filled with heart emojis and congratulations. Nobody knew he was a thief. Nobody knew Keisha existed. She wanted to expose him, post screenshots, tell everyone. But shame stopped her. Shame that she'd been stupid enough to trust him. Shame that she'd been too fat to keep him. Shame that she'd let this happen. So she stayed silent. And Daniel got away with everything. 6 months later, Keisha stood on the roof of the shelter at 2 a.m. She'd come up here to think, to breathe, to escape the snoring and the crying and the feeling of being trapped. She looked over the edge, 6 stories down. It would be so easy. No more pain, no more shame, no more struggling. Just peace. She climbed onto the ledge, stood there, wind whipping her hair. 1 step. That's all it would take. Don't. The voice came from behind her. She turned. A man stood in the doorway, tall, dark hair, expensive suit, completely out of place at a women's shelter. "I'm not here to stop you," he said calmly. "Just to talk." "I don't want to talk." "Then listen." He walked closer, slowly, hands visible, non-threatening. "My name is Dante Valentino. I own this building." "Congratulations. I come here once a month, check on things, make sure the women are safe." He stopped 10 feet away. "I saw you come up here, saw your face. I know that look. You don't know anything about me. I know you're in pain. I know someone hurt you badly. I know you think this is the only way out." Tears streamed down her face. "It is." "No. It's the easiest way out. There's a difference." "What do you know about pain?" My wife died 3 years ago. Cancer. I watched her suffer for 18 months, held her hand when she took her last breath, raised our daughter alone while running a business that wanted me dead. His voice cracked. I stood on a roof like this. Had the same thought you're having. Keisha turned to look at him. Really look. She saw the grief in his eyes, the exhaustion, the same emptiness she felt. What stopped you? She whispered. My daughter. She'd already lost her mother. I couldn't let her lose me too. He paused. What's keeping you here? Nothing. I have nothing. You have yourself, and yourself is worth saving. How do you know? Because you're still standing there talking to me instead of jumping. Part of you wants to live. She looked down. 6 stories. So easy. Then back at him. I don't know how to keep living like this. Then live differently. Come down. Let me help. Why would you help me? Because someone helped me once, when I wanted to die, and now I help others. He extended his hand. Please, come down. Give yourself one more chance. Keisha looked at his hand, looked at the drop, looked at his eyes and saw genuine concern. She took his hand. He pulled her off the ledge, steady, careful. Thank you, he said quietly. For what? For choosing to live. They stood there in the darkness, 2 broken people who'd decided not to die. I'm Keisha, she finally said. Hello, Keisha. Let's go get coffee. 3 months later. Dante had kept his promise, found her a job at one of his legitimate businesses, a private hospital his family owned, better pay, benefits, respect. Found her an apartment, small but clean, safe neighborhood, affordable rent, helped her rebuild credit, paid off Daniel's fraudulent charges, refused to let her pay him back. Consider it an investment, he'd said. They met for coffee every week, just talked about life, loss, healing. He never pushed, never asked for anything, just showed up, consistently. Why are you doing this? Keisha asked one night over dinner at his house. His daughter, Sophia, 7 years old with her mother's dark curls, was upstairs doing homework. Because you remind me of my wife, Dante said. Not in looks, in strength. Maria fought cancer for 18 months. Never complained, never gave up, even when the pain was unbearable. He poured wine. You're fighting too. Different battle. Same strength. I don't feel strong. Strength isn't about feeling strong. It's about surviving when you want to quit. Keisha looked around his home. Beautiful. Warm. Photos of his late wife. Everywhere. He hadn't moved on. Hadn't erased her. You loved her very much, Keisha said. I still do. Love doesn't end with death. It just changes shape. Do you think you'll ever love someone again? He looked at her. Really looked. I'm starting to. Her breath caught. Keisha, I'm not good at this. Haven't dated since Maria died. Don't know the rules anymore. He set down his wine. But I know I look forward to our coffee meetings. I know I think about you constantly. I know Sophia asks about you every day. Dante, I'm not asking for anything, just telling you the truth. You make me feel human again, like there's life after grief. She stood, walked around the table, sat beside him. I'm broken, she whispered. Daniel destroyed me. I don't trust easily. I don't know if I can. I'm broken too. We can be broken together. He cupped her face, gentle, reverent. You're beautiful, Keisha. Everything about you. Your kindness, your resilience, your curves, your smile. All of it. Nobody had called her beautiful in 2 years. She kissed him. He kissed her back like she was precious, like she mattered, like she was worth loving. If you're loving Keisha's journey, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment telling us what you think will happen next. 6 months later, Dante proposed on the roof where they'd met. He'd transformed it. String lights, flowers, candles everywhere. Sophia stood beside him holding a ring box. "Keisha," Dante said, "you saved my life that night. You gave me a reason to keep living, to keep trying, to believe in love again." Sophia opened the box. A platinum ring. Simple, elegant, perfect. "Marry me, not because you need saving, but because I need you, because Sophia needs you, because we're better together than apart." Keisha couldn't speak. Tears streamed down her face. "I know you're scared," he continued. "I know Daniel hurt you. I know trust is hard. But I promise you, I will spend every day proving you made the right choice. I will protect you, cherish you, love every part of you." "Yes," she whispered. "Yes. 1,000 times yes." He slipped the ring on her finger. Sophia hugged her tight. "You're going to be my mama now." Keisha held this little girl, who'd already lost so much. "I'm going to love you so much, baby." They got married 2 weeks later. Small ceremony. Just family. Dante's world was complicated, dangerous. She knew what he was, what his family did. He'd been honest from the start. "I'm not a good man, Keisha. I've hurt people, done terrible things. My business isn't legal. I know." "And that doesn't scare you?" "Daniel was a regular man. He destroyed me. You're honest about who you are. That matters more than what you do." She chose him anyway. Chose the man who'd saved her life, who loved her fiercely, who made her feel worthy again. Present day. The restaurant. Daniel's face had gone from pale to green. "Dante Valentino," he repeated. "Your husband is Dante Valentino." "Yes," Keisha said. Her ribs screamed with pain, but she sat up straighter. "The man you're about to meet." "No. No. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." "Would it have mattered?" Lorenzo asked. "If she was married to a regular man, would kicking her be acceptable?" Daniel's mouth opened, closed, no answer. Brittany was hyperventilating. "We need to leave. Right now. Daniel, we need to—" "Nobody leaves," Lorenzo said calmly. Don Valentino gave specific instructions. "What instructions?" Daniel's voice cracked. "You'll see. 5 minutes." A black Mercedes pulled up outside. Then another. Then 3 more. Daniel stood, tried to run. The guards caught him in 2 steps, slammed him back into his chair. "Please," he begged. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt her. I was surprised to see her here. I reacted badly. It won't happen again." "You're right," Lorenzo said. "It won't." The restaurant doors opened. Dante Valentino walked in. 6'4", broad shoulders, black Tom Ford suit, gray eyes that missed nothing, scar across his left cheekbone from a knife fight in his 20s. 8 men followed him, all armed, all watching Daniel like wolves watching prey. The temperature in the restaurant dropped 10 degrees. Dante didn't look at Daniel, didn't look at Lorenzo, didn't look at anyone except Keisha. He crossed the room in long strides, dropped to one knee beside her chair. His hands went to her face, infinitely gentle, examining the cuts from the broken glass. "Let me see." She turned her head, showed him the gash on her cheek, the bruising starting around her eye. His jaw clenched so hard she heard his teeth grind. "Your ribs." She lifted her dress slightly, showed him the dark purple bruise spreading across her side, the imprint of Daniel's shoe. Dante's breathing changed, faster, harder. His hands moved to her stomach, pressed carefully. "Does this hurt?" "No," baby's fine. I felt movement in the car. You're sure? I'm sure. He closed his eyes, pressed his forehead against her stomach, stayed there for 5 seconds. When he looked up, his eyes were wet. We're having a baby, he whispered in Italian. Tesoro mio, we're having a baby. I wanted to tell you at dinner. I had sparkling cider ordered. Sophia made a card. It was supposed to be perfect. This is perfect. You're safe. Our baby is safe. That's all that matters. He kissed her forehead, stood, turned. The grief vanished from his face. What replaced it was pure rage. Daniel started shaking uncontrollably. Please, he whispered. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Dante walked toward him slowly, deliberately, like a predator closing in on wounded prey. Stand up, Dante said quietly. Mr. Valentino, I... Stand up. Daniel stood on trembling legs. Dante studied him, head to toe, taking in every detail. You're Daniel Turner, Dante said. It wasn't a question. Yes. The man who stole $87,000 from my wife 2 years ago. I can explain. The man who left her homeless, destroyed her credit, posted humiliating photos of her online. I was young. I made mistakes. The man who made her want to die. Silence. Daniel's face crumbled. She told you. She told me everything. Every detail. Every moment of pain you caused. Dante stepped closer. I've been looking for you for 18 months. Do you know how hard you were to find? Daniel's eyes widened. You were looking for me? From the moment Keisha told me your name, I had my people search everywhere. You changed your phone number, moved 4 times, used your mother's maiden name for your business permits. Dante smiled. No warmth in it. Very clever. Almost worked. What do you want from me? Everything you took from her. With interest. I don't have that kind of money. Yes, you do. Dante pulled out his phone, showed Daniel the screen. Turner Digital Solutions, your marketing company. Currently valued at $4.2 million. Impressive growth. In 2 years. Daniel's face went white. How do you... I know everything, Daniel. Where you bank, where you live, your social security number, your mother's address in Dearborn, your sister's apartment in Chicago. Dante's voice dropped. I know you built that entire company with money stolen from my wife. That's not true. I had investors. Your first investor was Richard Chen, $50,000, invested 3 weeks after you robbed Keisha. Want to know what's interesting? Dante stepped closer. Mr. Chen told my associates you paid him back within 6 months, with money you claimed came from early profits. It did. Your company didn't turn a profit for 14 months, so where did the $50,000 come from? Silence. From Keisha's savings, from her credit cards, from everything you stole. Dante's eyes were ice. You used her money to look successful, to attract real investors, to build your little empire. Daniel's legs gave out. He collapsed back into the chair. Brittany stood. I don't understand. Daniel, you told me you built the company from nothing. You said you were self-made. Shut up, Brittany. You told me you came from poverty, that you worked 3 jobs, that every dollar was earned through hard work. I said, shut up. She flinched, stepped back. Dante watched the exchange with cold calculation. Tell her the truth, Daniel. Tell her how you really made your fortune. I don't have to tell her anything. No, but you're going to. Dante nodded to Lorenzo. Lorenzo opened a briefcase, pulled out documents, handed them to Brittany. What is this? She asked. Bank statements, credit card records, text messages between Daniel and his business partner discussing how they used borrowed money to kickstart the company. Lorenzo's voice was matter-of-fact. The messages specifically mentioned Keisha, how she was too trusting and wouldn't notice until it was too late. Brittany read. Her hands shook. Oh my God. Keep reading, Lorenzo said. The part about the photos is particularly disturbing. She turned the page, gasped. You posted revenge photos of her, of an intimate nature, after stealing from her. Daniel wouldn't look at her. They weren't intimate. They were private photos she sent you in confidence, Lorenzo interrupted. Photos of her body. You posted them to Reddit with the title, My Fat Ex. The thread got 42,000 upvotes before it was removed. Keisha hadn't known about the upvotes, hadn't known it went viral. She felt sick. Dante's fists clenched. You humiliated her publicly, made her a joke, made her hate herself. I was angry. You were cruel. Dante's voice could cut glass. You took everything from a woman who loved you. Then you kicked her while she was down. And tonight, when you saw her again, you assaulted her, threw glass in her face, kicked her in the ribs, while she was pregnant. I didn't know she was pregnant. Would it matter? Dante leaned down until they were eye to eye. If she wasn't pregnant, would kicking a woman be acceptable? No, You just what? Got carried away, couldn't control yourself. Dante straightened. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to transfer ownership of Turner Digital Solutions to Keisha. Every share, every asset, everything. What? No. I built that company. With her money. I can't just give away my company. I have employees, contracts, investors. I don't care. Sign the papers or I'll make you disappear. The room went silent. Brittany backed toward the door. I need to leave. Right now. Miss, please sit down, Lorenzo said gently. We need you to witness the transfer documents. I'm not witnessing anything. I'm not part of this. You're wearing a $40,000 engagement ring, purchased with stolen money. You're very much part of this. She looked at the ring on her finger, horror dawning. Daniel. It's fine, baby. Just sit down. We'll figure this out. Figure it out? He's going to kill you. No, Dante said. I'm not going to kill him. That would be too easy. He pulled out a tablet, opened a document, set it in front of Daniel. Transfer papers. Sign here, and here, and here. Daniel stared at the screen. This is everything. My entire life's work. Your life's work built on stolen money. Sign it. And if I don't? Dante leaned close, whispered something in Daniel's ear. Whatever he said made Daniel go white, made his hands shake so badly he could barely hold the stylus. He signed. All 3 places. Dante checked the signatures, sent the documents. Congratulations. You're bankrupt. What am I supposed to do now? I don't care, but you're not done yet. What else do you want? Call Brittany's father. Tell him who you really are. No, please, not that. Call him, now. A guard handed Daniel a phone. He dialed with shaking hands. 3 rings. Brittany, why are you calling from New York? A man's voice. Deep, authoritative. Mr. Montgomery, this is Daniel. What's going on? Where's my daughter? She's here. She's fine. But I need to tell you something. Daniel's voice cracked. 2 years ago, I stole $87,000 from my girlfriend. I left her homeless. I posted intimate photos of her online without consent. I built my company with stolen money. Dead silence. Then, you did what? I stole from her, used her, destroyed her life. Put my daughter on the phone, right now. Daniel handed Brittany the phone. Daddy? Her voice was small, broken. Are you safe? Yes. Is what he said true? Yes. I saw the evidence, bank statements, everything. Get away from him. Get on the next flight home. The wedding is cancelled. But Daddy, I love him. He's a thief and a liar. You will not marry him. End of discussion. But, Brittany Ann Montgomery, get away from that man before I fly to New York and drag you home myself. She looked at Daniel. Tears streaming. I'm sorry. I can't do this. She pulled off the ring, set it on the table. A guard escorted her to the door. She didn't look back. Daniel sat alone, broken, everything gone. My company, my fiancé, my reputation. You took everything. No, Dante said coldly. I took back what you stole. There's a difference. What now? You kill me? No, something worse. 3 NYPD officers walked in. Daniel's eyes went wide. You called the cops? Detective Morris, Dante greeted the lead officer. Thank you for coming. Mr. Valentino, we got your call about an assault. Yes, this man threw glass at my wife's face, then kicked her while she was pregnant. Multiple witnesses. Video footage from security cameras. Detective Morris looked at Keisha, at the cuts on her face, the bruise forming. Ma'am, is this true? Yes, Keisha said quietly. He assaulted me unprovoked. We have 12 witnesses, Lorenzo added, all willing to provide statements, plus complete security, footage from 4 angles. The detective turned to Daniel. Sir, you're under arrest for assault. You have the right to remain silent. This is bullshit, Daniel stood. She's his wife. They're setting me up. Sir, calm down. I'm being framed. This whole thing is a setup. You can't arrest me for... One officer grabbed Daniel's arm, twisted it behind his back, cuffed him. Assault in New York is a serious crime, Mr. Turner, especially against a pregnant woman. I didn't know she was pregnant. Doesn't matter. You still assaulted her. They dragged him toward the door. He fought every step. This isn't over, Keisha. You hear me? This isn't over. Dante stepped in front of him. Yes, it is. You think you've won? You think taking my company and my girl means anything? I'll rebuild. I always do. No, you won't. Dante's smile was terrifying. Because I own this city. Every bank, every investor, every business opportunity. Your name is blacklisted forever. You can't do that. I already did. Enjoy prison, Daniel. The officers hauled him out. His screaming echoed down the hallway until the doors closed. Silence. Dante turned back to Keisha. The rage melted away, replaced by concern. We need to get you to a hospital. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're bleeding and bruised and pregnant. We're going. Now. He lifted her into his arms, gentle despite his size. I can walk. I know, but I'm not letting you. He carried her to the car, settled her in the back seat, climbed in beside her. Mount Sinai. Emergency entrance, he told the driver. As they drove through Manhattan, Keisha leaned against his shoulder. You found him, she whispered. After all this time. You actually found him. I told you I would. I thought you'd kill him. I wanted to. God, I wanted to. His jaw clenched. But you asked me not to, so I didn't. You destroyed him instead. He destroyed himself. I just made sure he paid for it. She touched his face. Thank you. For what? For protecting me, for believing me, for making him face consequences. Always, Tesoro. Always. Mount Sinai Hospital. 11:47 p.m. Dr. Rachel Chen finished the ultrasound, smiled. Baby looks perfect. Strong heartbeat. No signs of distress. You were very lucky, Mrs. Valentino. Keisha exhaled, relief flooding through her. Thank God. Your ribs are bruised but not broken. The cut on your face will need 3 stitches. But overall, you and baby are healthy. Dante kissed Keisha's hand. Hear that? Our baby is strong, like their mother. We'll keep you overnight for observation, just to be safe. After Dr. Chen left, Dante sat beside the bed, held Keisha's hand. I was terrified, he admitted. When Lorenzo called, when he said you were bleeding, I thought, his voice broke, I thought I might lose you both. You didn't. We're okay. If something had happened to you, or our baby. He stopped, couldn't finish. But it didn't. We're safe. Because of you. He pressed his forehead against hers. I love you so much, both of you. We love you too. He kissed her, soft, reverent. Boy or girl? He asked. Any preference? Healthy. That's my only preference. Mine too. He placed his hand on her stomach. Though Sophia wants a sister. What do you want? I want you, happy, healthy, safe. Everything else is just bonus. 3 months later. The courtroom was packed. Daniel's trial for assault had been swift. 12 witnesses, video evidence, his own admission on tape, guilty verdict in 4 hours. Now came sentencing. Judge Williams looked at Daniel over her glasses. Mr. Turner, you've been found guilty of assault in the 2nd degree. Before I pass sentence, do you have anything to say? Daniel stood. Orange jumpsuit, shackles. 3 months in Rikers had aged him 10 years. Yes, Your Honor. I want to say I'm sorry. To Keisha. For everything. For stealing from her. For hurting her. For the photos. For all of it. His voice cracked. I was selfish and cruel. And I destroyed a good woman's life. I deserve whatever punishment you give me. The judge nodded. Mr. Turner, your actions weren't just criminal. They were calculated. You stole from someone who trusted you, humiliated them publicly, and when given a chance to make amends, you chose violence instead. She opened a folder. I'm sentencing you to 3 years in state prison, followed by 5 years probation. You'll also pay restitution of $87,000 plus interest, and you're prohibited from contacting Mrs. Valentino or her family. Ever. Daniel's shoulders slumped. I understand, Your Honor. I hope you use this time to become a better man. Court dismissed. Officers led him away. He looked back once, met Keisha's eyes, mouthed, I'm sorry. She didn't respond, just watched him disappear through the door. Dante squeezed her hand. How do you feel? Free, she whispered. For the first time in 2 years. I feel free. 6 months later. Keisha's water broke at 4 a.m. Dante had the car ready in 3 minutes. Hospital bag packed, route planned. Sophia sat in the back seat, excitement bubbling over. I'm going to meet my baby sister. Or brother, Keisha gasped between contractions. Sister. I prayed for a sister. Labor was long, 14 hours. Dante never left her side, held her hand, let her crush his fingers, wiped her forehead. You're doing amazing, Tesoro. Almost there. At 6:23 p.m., their daughter was born. 6 pounds, 9 ounces, perfect tiny fingers, perfect tiny toes, healthy lungs. The doctor placed her on Keisha's chest. She looked down at this miracle, this perfect human, this second chance. Hi, baby girl, she whispered. I'm your mama. Dante stood beside her, tears streaming down his face. We have a daughter. What should we name her? Hope, he said without hesitation, because that's what she represents. Hope after pain, life after loss, new beginnings. Hope Valentino. Keisha tested it, smiled. Perfect. Sophia climbed onto the bed. Gentle, careful. Can I hold her? Of course, sweet girl. They positioned Sophia, placed baby Hope in her arms. Sophia looked down at her sister with pure love. Hi, Hope. I'm your big sister. I'm going to teach you everything. How to read, how to ride a bike, how to be strong like Mama. Keisha's heart swelled. This family, this life, this happiness. 2 years ago, she'd stood on a roof ready to die. Now she held her daughter, surrounded by people who loved her, living a life she'd never imagined possible. Daniel had tried to destroy her. Instead, he'd set her on the path to everything she deserved. Dante leaned down, kissed her forehead, then kissed Hope's tiny head. My girls, he whispered, my whole world. We love you, Keisha said. I love you more. All 3 of you. That night, Keisha lay in her hospital bed, Hope sleeping on her chest, Dante dozing in the chair beside her. Sophia curled up on the couch. She thought about Daniel. 3 years in prison, everything lost. She should feel vindicated, triumphant. Instead, she felt peaceful. He'd gotten consequences, she'd gotten justice. And most importantly, she'd gotten her life back. Better than before. Stronger, fuller, surrounded by love. She kissed Hope's forehead. You're going to grow up knowing you're worthy, knowing you're loved, knowing you're enough. Always. Hope made a tiny sound, nestled closer. And Keisha finally, completely, let go of the past. She was Mrs. Valentino now, mother, wife, survivor, queen. And nothing, not Daniel, not trauma, not pain, could ever take that away. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful stories like this, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below telling us what you think. Did Daniel get what he deserved? We'll see you in the next one.